Hey guys, this is Geethanjali. The previous video we learned about the evolution of plants and animals, and in this video we'll be learning about the evolution of man. Before learning about the evolution of man, let's look into the proof of how we actually concluded that man evolved from apes. So, first of all, there was similarity between the chromosomes of apes and humans. So there was similarity between chromosome number 3 and 6, and also the blood groups and blood proteins were quite similar. And also, you can see here the skull of the baby chimpanzee and the human are more alike to each other than that of the adult chimpanzee. So this was another hint that humans basically evolved from apes, monkeys, as chimpanzees. So the most primitive forms of human were the Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus, which were very hairy and they walked like gorillas. The Dryopithecus was more ape-like, whereas Ramapithecus was more man-like, and they were basically said to have thrived 15 million years ago. Dryopithecus was present in Ethiopia and Tanzania, whereas Ramapithecus bones and all were found in the Siwalik Hills in India. From Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus, we have the Australopithecus or Australopithecines, which basically dwelled around 3 to 4 million years ago in the East African grasslands. And there were these man-like primates which were not more than 4 feet tall, but they walked kind of upright. In the example of Australopithecus is this Tuang baby found in South Africa. From Australopithecus, we have our next hominid, that is the first human-like being we call the hominid, the Homo habilis, which had a cranial capacity of 650 to 800 cc, and these were said to be the first tool makers in the history of evolution of man. They basically hunted with stone weapons, but they did not use the stone weapons so that they could consume meat, but they just practiced hunting. So after this, we have the Homo erectus. So erect means fully straight, right? So we have this Homo erectus. They had this complete erect posture like the modern man, and they were the first ones to use fire and also eat meat. And their cranial capacity was basically 900 cc. And we have three famous examples of Homo erectus. First, the Java man that was found in the Java island of Indonesia, and we have the Peking man found in the capital of China, Beijing, and then lastly the Heidelberg man was found in Germany. After Homo erectus, the most known ancestor of humans, that is the Neanderthal, very famous. They basically had 1400 cc of brain capacity, and they basically occupied the entire East and Central Asia. And they were believed to have a religion. They buried their dead and they used hides to protect themselves. And also, when Neanderthal were on the verge of extinction, it was believed that they became cannibals because of lack of food. So they lived no more than before 40,000 years. back. But after Neanderthals, we basically have our Cro-Magnon and our Homo sapiens. So basically, these are the original complete man-like beings. So they basically arose in Africa and then later on moved across the other continents. And talking about Homo sapiens, that is the modern man, he basically lived from the period 75 to 10,000 years ago during the Ice Age and thus still continues to be. And Homo sapiens, as well as Cro-Magnon, are very famous for their prehistoric cave art. A famous example is the Bhimbetka rock shelter in the Rising district of Madhya Pradesh, where you can see this beautiful cave yard that is actually hard to believe that was made by our ancestors of those times. The orders, the cranial capacities in examples are extremely important, so please remember them. So, this was briefly about the evolution of man, and I hope you understood this topic.